Welcome to Beyond Vision Mindset. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you stay up to date on powerful life-changing insights. Today, we're going deep into the Stoic philosophy of Marcus Aurelius through his personal reflections in Meditations. This book, written by the Roman emperor for himself, is a treasure trove of timeless wisdom that shows us how to face life with resilience, integrity, and inner peace. In this video, we'll break down 9 key lessons from Meditations that can be directly applied to modern life, whether you're facing hardship or simply looking for ways to grow. Let's dive in. 1. Control your reactions, not external events. One of the most powerful themes throughout Meditations is the idea that we have no control over what happens to us, but we have complete control over how we respond. Marcus Aurelius is constantly reminding himself, and us, that the power lies not in the external world, but in our own minds. The events of life, whether good or bad, will always be out of our control, but the way we choose to react to those events defines us. How many times have we felt frustrated by a situation, only to realize that the real cause of our suffering was our own reaction? Marcus Aurelius teaches us that our reactions to situations are within our grasp. For example, when faced with anger or frustration, we can choose to respond with calmness, understanding, or patience, rather than letting our emotions control us. When we shift our mindset to realize that we are not victims of circumstances, we become empowered. Imagine facing a difficult situation, like someone criticizing your work. Instead of letting your emotions take over, step back, breathe, and reflect. What is in your control here? Your reaction. Will you let criticism affect your self-worth, or will you use it to grow? This is the power of Stoic practice. We can choose to meet each challenge with strength, wisdom, and composure, regardless of what life throws at us. The moment we master our reactions, we unlock the ability to live a life of peace, no matter the external noise. 2. Everything is part of a greater whole. In Meditations, Marcus often reflects on the interconnectedness of all things. He believes that everything that happens in the universe is part of a greater plan, and that our lives are woven into this vast tapestry. This means that every event, every person, every challenge, and every victory is linked to a larger flow of events that we cannot always see or understand. By reminding himself of this truth, Marcus found peace even in the most difficult moments. He writes, "Everything is born for this, to be a part of the whole, to be part of the universal order." What this teaches us is the importance of seeing the bigger picture. How often do we get caught up in the small details, thinking that our struggles are isolated or unique to us? The reality is, everything we experience, both the good and the bad, is part of a larger narrative that is unfolding as it should. In our daily lives, we may face setbacks, disappointments, or loss, but if we remember that these moments are part of a larger pattern, it becomes easier to accept them as part of our personal growth. Marcus challenges us to embrace each moment as a piece of a greater whole, allowing us to live with more acceptance, patience, and understanding. Consider the metaphor of a puzzle. Each piece, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem, contributes to the bigger picture. If you focus only on one piece, you may lose sight of how it fits into the larger design. Life is like that puzzle, and each experience, whether we perceive it as good or bad, is part of a larger pattern that is leading us toward wisdom and growth. When we learn to embrace life as part of this interconnected flow, we can navigate our challenges with greater serenity and trust in the process. 3. Embrace life's impermanence. A key theme in Meditations is the idea that life is fleeting. Marcus Aurelius frequently reminds himself that everything in life is temporary, including the good and the bad. He reflects on the inevitability of death and the fact that our time on this earth is limited. This understanding, however, is not meant to bring despair. It's meant to inspire us to make the most of every moment. Knowing that life is impermanent urges us to stop procrastinating and stop taking our time for granted. Marcus writes, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." Embracing impermanence encourages us to live with purpose. We are reminded that our time is not infinite, and with that realization comes the urgency to focus on what truly matters. Marcus doesn't suggest that we live in constant fear of death, but rather that we use the awareness of life's fleeting nature to guide our actions. Every moment is an opportunity to grow, contribute, and align ourselves with our values. How does this affect our day-to-day life? When we accept that our time here is limited, we begin to prioritize what's truly important. We stop wasting time on trivial pursuits and focus more on meaningful goals. For instance, if you've been procrastinating on a project or letting small annoyances distract you, the realization that time is finite can help you refocus. Life is too short to dwell on the past or fear the future. The present moment is all we truly have, and by living fully in the now, we honor both our time and our purpose. 4. The power of self-reflection. Self-reflection is at the heart of Marcus Aurelius' philosophy. In Meditations, he urges himself, and us, to regularly examine our thoughts, actions, and motivations. He believed that without self-examination, we risk living passively, reacting to life rather than actively shaping it. This process of self-reflection allows us to align our actions with our values, ensuring that we live a life of integrity and purpose. Marcus writes, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Why is self-reflection so powerful? Because it enables us to see where we may be going off course. We are not perfect, and through reflection, we can assess our behaviors and identify areas where we need to grow. For example, if we catch ourselves acting out of anger or selfishness, we can take a step back and ask ourselves why. What triggered that response? Did we act in accordance with our values? Self-reflection is a tool for continuous improvement, and it helps us make better decisions in the future. In practice, self-reflection can be as simple as journaling for a few minutes each day, asking yourself, "What went well today? What could I have done better?" By regularly checking in with ourselves, we can course correct and continue to evolve into the best version of ourselves. This is not about self-criticism, but about self-awareness. The more we know ourselves, the better equipped we are to respond to life's challenges with wisdom and grace. 5. Gratitude and acceptance, even in adversity. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to find gratitude in every situation, even in the face of adversity. In Meditations, he frequently reflects on how life's challenges are not only inevitable but also valuable. He writes that adversity is an opportunity for growth, and we should be grateful for the lessons it offers. When we face hardship, we have a choice: to resist and complain, or to accept and learn. Marcus Aurelius takes the latter approach, constantly reminding himself that everything that happens is for the greater good. What does this mean for us today? It means that we can shift our mindset from victimhood to empowerment. Instead of seeing challenges as burdens, we can view them as opportunities to grow. Take a moment to think about a difficult situation in your life. Instead of focusing on the struggle, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this experience make me stronger? By reframing adversity as a tool for personal development, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and open ourselves up to growth. Gratitude also helps us focus on the positive. In a world where it's easy to focus on what we lack, practicing gratitude shifts our attention to what we have. This simple shift in perspective can dramatically improve our outlook on life. The next time you face a challenge, remind yourself to be thankful for the opportunity to learn and grow. By doing so, you will not only build resilience, but also cultivate a deep sense of peace and gratitude. 6. Mastering your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius believed that our thoughts shape our reality. In Meditations, he writes that our minds are our most powerful tool, if we learn to master them. Negative thoughts, if left unchecked, can control us, leading us to despair, anger, or fear. But when we take control of our thoughts, we take control of our lives. Marcus Aurelius advises us to observe our thoughts and challenge those that are unhelpful. By cultivating positive, constructive thinking, we can maintain inner peace and clarity, no matter the chaos outside. So, how do we master our thoughts? It starts with mindfulness, being aware of the thoughts that arise in our minds. Are they helpful? Are they aligned with our values? When negative thoughts arise, we can question their validity. Are they based on facts, or are they rooted in fear or assumptions? Marcus teaches us that by taking control of our thoughts, we take control of our emotions. When we learn to replace negative thought patterns with empowering ones, we change the course of our lives. The power of positive thinking is real, and it's something we can practice every day. One simple way to practice is through daily affirmations. Start each day by affirming your strengths and capabilities. When a negative thought enters your mind, counter it with a positive one. Over time, this practice will shift your mindset and help you create the life you want to live. 7. The pursuit of virtue over external success. Marcus Aurelius teaches that the pursuit of virtue, living with wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, is far more important than chasing external success or validation. In Meditations, he reflects on the fleeting nature of fame, wealth, and pleasure, recognizing that these things do not bring lasting fulfillment. Instead, true happiness comes from living in accordance with our highest values. Marcus writes, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Living virtuously means making decisions based on integrity, not on the fleeting desires of the moment. Whether it's choosing to be honest, even when it's difficult, or acting with courage in the face of fear, virtue is the compass that guides us toward true fulfillment. External success may come and go, but the satisfaction of living virtuously is everlasting. For instance, think about a situation where you could gain an advantage by compromising your values. Maybe you're tempted to lie to avoid a difficult conversation or take credit for something you didn't do. Marcus Aurelius would remind you that acting in accordance with your values, acting virtuously, is the only path to true happiness. Choose virtue over short-term gain, and you'll find that the peace you experience is far more rewarding than any external success. 8. Acceptance. Letting go of what you can't control. One of the most liberating lessons from Meditations is the idea of acceptance. Marcus Aurelius teaches that much of our suffering arises from trying to control what we can't, whether it's other people, the past, or the future. He writes, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound statement highlights the Stoic practice of accepting what we cannot change and focusing on what we can. When we accept life as it comes, we free ourselves from the stress and frustration of trying to force things to go our way. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity. It means recognizing reality and responding wisely. When we stop resisting life's natural flow, we align ourselves with the world as it is. This allows us to focus on what we can control, our actions, our thoughts, and our responses. Imagine a situation where things aren't going the way you planned. Maybe a project fails, or someone behaves in a way that frustrates you. Rather than trying to control the situation or fix everything, try accepting what's happening. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow from this experience? This shift in perspective not only brings peace, but also helps us move forward with greater clarity and strength. 9. Live in harmony with nature. Finally, Marcus Aurelius encourages us to live in harmony with nature, both the natural world around us and our own nature as human beings. He believed that we are part of the universe and that our lives should align with the natural order of things. He writes, "You are a part of nature. Act accordingly." Living in harmony with nature means living authentically, in accordance with our own values, and respecting the natural rhythms of life. It means understanding our place in the grand scheme of things and accepting that we are not separate from the world around us, but part of it. When we live in alignment with nature, we find peace and clarity. We stop struggling against the current of life and start flowing with it. Consider the way nature operates. Everything grows in its own time, seasons change, and life unfolds at its own pace. We can learn a great deal from nature by practicing patience, trusting the process, and allowing things to unfold as they should. Life is not something to be forced, it is something to be embraced. By living in harmony with the natural world, we unlock a deeper sense of peace, balance, and fulfillment. Thank you for joining me in this deep dive into the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius and his meditations. These Stoic principles have the power to transform how we approach life, from our thoughts to our actions. Remember, it's not the challenges we face that determine our happiness, but how we choose to respond. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button and share it with others who might benefit from this Stoic wisdom. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights on personal growth and unlocking your potential. Until next time, stay true to your path and live with purpose.